What's up, guys? Creighton here from LogicLounge.com. Today I am going to be featuring a add-on within Microsoft Flight Simulator. Why, you may ask? Well, because it just came out today. It is something that I have been looking forward to, and some of you who are dedicated flight simmers out there are going to enjoy as well. Today, PMDG released the 777-300ER along with the 200LR Service Pack 1. So we're going to do a quick kind of overview and look at this. The video will be slightly longer, maybe about 10 minutes or so, but I think it will give a nice accurate overview of what the PMDG 777-300 is like, as well as going over some of those features that are also in the 200LR. So what we are right now is we're at Denver International Airport. We're using Flightbeam's Denver HD scenery, which looks amazing, by the way. I'm about to take off, and we're going to go to St. Louis. This is the American 777-300ER. We're at the gate. We're almost ready for pushback. The APU is on. We just need to disconnect our ground power, which we will do right now, and then get off and go. I already have my flight plan stuff loaded in. This isn't that type of video. This is an overview video of what everything is going to be like when you purchase the 300ER. So we're taking everything out here, just like the flight crew would be doing if they were going to be getting the plane ready for pushback, and we are ready for pushback too. So I'm going to enable my ground services. Oh, apparently ground services doesn't know where I am, and I forgot where I am as well. I think I'm at B, like, I think we're B at 38. Oh, that's not what we want. Okay, so apparently it doesn't know I'm at a gate. So we're just going to use the manual pushback functions. But since we're ready to go, I'm going to manually start pushing back here. You'll see we're going to start to move back. Now, I'm going to mute myself because I would like for you guys to hear the amazing turn-on power of these engines, because they are simply amazing when it comes to the accuracy of how PMDG has put in all these sounds. They have a new sound pack out as well with the 200LR and the 300ER that you can enable 5.1 surround sound along with 22 kilohertz of sound, I believe. I think it's 22 kilohertz. Could be wrong there. So we're going to go ahead and spool up engine number 2, because that's how you usually do that here. So we're going to go actually outside. So PMDG has gone through great lengths to accurately do the startup sounds along with how long it actually takes to turn on, plus those startup sounds. They work very closely with Boeing to get the technical characteristics of these engines and get them to the utmost perfection that PMDG is known for. PMDG, by the way, is the basically Cadillac, the high-end add-on maker for flight sim. Yes, it is pretty expensive, but you do pay for the quality, and this is something that I have justified in my mind because I fly on flight sim practically every day. The 777 is a plane that I always pretty much go to when I am flying on flight sim, just because I like the 777. So we're starting up engine number 1 here, by the way, which you're hearing the inside sounds. They've replicated that to an immense proportionality that, once again, is something that is unrivaled by anybody out there. Nobody can come close to what PMDG offers when it comes to the quality that you get. So I actually forgot to close the door. We're going to close that door right now. Oops. So that's closed and armed. Oh, we're not using our center pumps. Forgot that. This is a very, very short flight here. So I'm going to continue on my streak of turning on this aircraft, which I think that it's about good to go here. Waiting for all the errors to extinguish here. Hydraulic pressure's coming up. We're good. We're actually going to set our flaps now, which is flaps 5 for takeoff. And another function that is available within the 777 is actually a taxi camera system. Now, PMDG has had to fudge this a little bit because they can't really simulate that in flight sim as much, so they've kind of compromised with this. So I'll bring up the taxi camera, which actually pops up as a separate window and is a window that sits on your screen. You can see the taxi cameras here. This is, again, replicative of the 300ER, where you have the nose camera and then the 2 wing cameras that are mounted. I believe they're mounted on the vertical stabilizer or pretty close to the back of the fuselage. So we have both engines running. We do want to turn off the APU now. You will see a performance hit when you're bringing up the taxi cameras, and that is just because it is rendering outside 4 times, basically. My main view and then the 3 views of the taxi cameras. But they're really helpful because this is such a large aircraft. The 777-300 is a very, very large aircraft, and with that, you actually have to oversteer a lot when you do this. You have to really take into mind where you are. So these taxi cameras actually really help pilots stay on the center line, plus keep their aircraft from running amok, basically, in these airports. Because some of these airports are pretty small, yet they're trying to fit in this very large aircraft. It may not hold as much passengers as the A380, the 747, but it is just as long. So it is a very big bird to fly. So you might be able to see that I do have a little bit of a performance hit because it's basically rendering 4 screens, plus I have this HD add-on scenery. Now, I will probably, when I take off, because takeoffs are so cool with planes, right? That's like the best part of planes. After takeoff, we'll actually do, I'll cut off the video, and then when I get up to cruising, I'll actually come back and we'll show you another feature showing off the Active Sky Next integration into this plane as well. Within the 200LR and the 300, it does have weather radar. Yes, a working weather radar. Now, for most of you who may know the flight sim community, this is such a hard thing to do because of the way Flight Simulator is built. It doesn't allow for it to plot out the clouds, so you weren't able to visually represent that on a weather. Well, with Active Sky Next, it can plot out those clouds and create a really wonderful looking graphic showing you all the clouds. So we'll show that off when we get out of here. It looks like I'm coming up on another plane. I'm actually flying on the VATSIM network, as where you can usually find me flying my planes. So I'll give you one more look on the outside of this plane. It's simply a beautiful plane to fly here. As you can see, it's in the new colors for American, which I actually kind of like the new colors of American, by the way. So while I wait for this plane to take off, we'll cut the video here. I will see you guys up in the sky, and we'll take a look at some of that additional features of the 777-300 and 200LR. All right, as you guys can probably see, we are flying through some heavy thunderstorms right now. You may see some lightning, you may see some turbulence, but we've got rain. It is rocking this plane around. And this is also where I want to show one of the coolest features in this plane, that it works with Active Sky Next. Unfortunately, it's Active Sky Next only, so sorry for any of you guys out there who don't happen to have Active Sky Next, but this is a super cool feature. So I've got Active Sky Next running. I have it in actually manual weather mode right now, and I'm going to be showing off the ability for a weather radar. This is something that is unheard of nowadays in flight sim because of the complexity it takes to do something like this, but we're going to show it off anyway. So we've got the 2D panel of the weather panel here. The very bottom of this panel has some knobs and some switches, and we're going to kind of go over what they do, and I'm going to show you what it looks like on our moving map here. So first off, I'm going to turn on our weather radar on our panel right here. So I've turned on weather radar, and you should actually start to see the rain start to form when it comes in. Look at that. So this is the weather radar. The what you see there is the rain clouds that we're looking at. So you can see we've got some heavy turbulence along with some heavy rain coming along our way. Actually, more of the heavy rain is off to our right. And this panel that we have here off to the left is what we use to control it. So we can turn the gain up and down on this, so you can see through the clouds or only show more heavily spots. And so we can turn it all the way down so you can see only practically nothing, only the real heavy parts, or you can turn it all the way up and you can see the big part of everything. It only can go so far, by the way, so this won't go too far. But from here, you can turn on this weather radar. You can have it turn the radome up and down, because you do need to angle it in the direction you're going. See, I angled it up and it's just disappeared. I'm going to angle it actually back down, and we should see more of this rain here. So you use the knobs to angle the radome, and it should bring back up the weather. You can see I now angle it back down so we can see all of these clouds. You can also turn on traffic as well. So along with seeing the rain clouds, you can also see your traffic, and you can see the heavy parts. The more heavy parts will show in pink and red. Yellow and green is more light stuff, so you can see we've got some really heavy rainstorms going on here. You can turn it on to auto as well, which really takes care of a lot of the functions, so it'll show you kind of what you need to know. But this is a really cool feature for all of those who really want to be in the know when it comes to how they're flying. So this is something that is amazing. First off, something that we've never seen in a plane before, and it looks pretty cool. It's got its test modes as well, so you can actually see it go through the whole tests, range and gamuts of colors, and see it also testing out everything else as well. So you can see it tested that test, and you can see we've got some pretty heavy stuff coming out now. It's just because I changed the weather around. So if I zoom out here, you can see we're in the midst of the clouds in a big thunderstorm. So when you can't see, this is basically your eyes in the sky when it comes to what you can see. So this is a really cool feature, something that is neat, and something that I would recommend if you do end up purchasing the 300ER, or you get this SP1 pack for the 200LR, which I will put those descriptions and those links in the description down below, because it's really neat. If you're a flight simmer, this is one of the premier aircraft that you want to have. So I have been enjoying my flying with a 300ER. My first impressions are nothing short of spectacular. PMDG always does an amazing job with their aircraft, and I have to applaud them on the stuff. This is just most of the big stuff, the new stuff that's coming to the 300ER as well as the 200LR. There's a lot of small changes in there, like they had some issues with the startup from cold and dark that's been fixed. They've had a lot of smaller issues, but also a lot of bigger issues fixed as well. So I am enjoying it. Links are down below if you happen to want to get this for yourself. It's pretty expensive, but worth the investment. Totally check it out for yourself. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and we'll see you guys in our next video.